We are using the p-value method to conduct a hypothesis test about the difference between two means. It says the average number of hours of television watched per week by women over age 55 is 48 hours, and for men over 55 they watch an average of 43 hours of TV a week. Random samples of 40 men and 40 women from a large retirement community gave the following results, and you can see the results in the table. And then it says at an alpha of 0.01 level of significance, can it be concluded that women watch more television per week than men? So we're going to label these the women number 1 and the men number 2. So this will be sample size number 1 and sample size number 2. And this will be the sample mean, X bar number 1 and X bar number 2. And this will be the population standard deviation number 1 and the population standard deviation number 2. Notice that we do have a population standard deviation, and because of that we will be using the Z table. It says state the null and the alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis, it includes the equal sign and shows that there's no difference between the two means, between the men and the women. And you can write it with an equal sign to show the no difference, or you can write it with subtraction. Because subtraction is difference, the no difference would be equal to 0. We usually write it like this. And then they want to test the claim that women watch more TV than men. And so I'm using women as the number 1 group, so this would be their mean, and this would be the men's mean. And so this is the claim, women more than men. I'm using the greater than symbol. We are going to compute the test value next, and the test value is the 48.2, the X bar 1, that's the women, minus the 44.3, that's the X bar 2, that's the men. And then in the denominator, under the radical, this is your standard deviation for the women squared over the sample size. This is the standard deviation for the men squared over the sample size. You'll sum those up, take the square root of them. You get that in your calculator, you're going to get a 3.43 for your test value. In order to do the p-value method, then you look up your test value and you find the area that's in the tail closest to the test value. So I like to find this area. I'm going to have to go to the Z table and get the area to the left first, because that's where our Z table is looks. When I look up 3.43 on my Z table, I'm getting 9997, and so that means that this direction is 0003. So I looked up 3.43 on the Z table. This is the area I got to the left. This is the area to the right. On a one-tailed task, this area is the p-value. You don't need to double it on a one-tailed task. Again, I know this is one-tailed because of this, the greater than sign. So now, you make your decision now on the p-value method by comparing your p-value to your alpha. And the alpha in this problem was 0.01. So this p-value is less than the alpha. So we reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is less than the alpha. When we reject the null hypothesis, we're rejecting this one, which means the alternative is true and the claim was attached to the alternative. The claim was that women watch more than men. So we actually have enough evidence that to support that women watch more TV than men.